Good morning campers, welcome back to the Daily Meat. It is Thursday the 14th of May 2026 and it's quite cloudy, a bit chilly again today. Currently not as bad as yesterday's weather with the April showers, but I think they are coming back a bit later on today. Yeah, it's supposed to be 11 degrees with showers this afternoon. So I'm currently just taking Bruno for a quick stroll up the garden. Best daily dogging channel on the whole of YouTube. Look at that vitality, campers. So my plans for today, I need to take Bruno for an extended walk because he's been a mischievous little pup the last couple of nights. Yeah, he's got too much puppy energy, so we need to lose some of that today. And then a little bit later on in the day, we're going to be extracting the Turbo Cider from the Demijohn. And we're going to be putting some in my mouth. We're going to be sampling a bit of it today. We're going to give it a little tester. Now from that 4.5 litre Demijohn, I worked out we should get about 7.9 pints of pure homegrown-ish cider with apple juice that was bought out of a shop. But it'll still be good stuff. It'll still be nice. So while we're waiting for our own apples to grow, oh look at that, campers, some apples coming through there. Look at them. The shine on them. Yeah, we need them to develop a bit. Oh, there's loads on there, campers. Yeah, we have to make our own kind of turbo cider with store-bought apple juice, but it's still good stuff. It's still very nice. We're trying it later. So hopefully our turbo cider has turned out good and not been contaminated. I made sure everything was sterilised and yeah, it should be okay. Should be alright. Yeah, the grass is definitely getting long again. So I think it's supposed to be showery up till the middle of next week, and then we're going to be getting a nice heat wave towards the end of May. So I'll be able to have another chance to cut the grass again properly. Look at that, Bruno. Checking out what's going on. Look at that, looking at some golden rabbit nuggets as always. Yeah, next door's grass is looking quite bushy. Not my problem, that's a problem for them. But already the clouds are starting to thicken up in the background. So we're going to be jumping in the Meat Wagon shortly. Like I said, there is supposed to be showers this afternoon, so I want to get a good walk in with Bruno before that starts. And then we'll start sterilising all the equipment, especially my new siphoning tube with a tap, the Italian-made siphoning tube. And yeah, we'll start extracting the turbo cider out of the Demijohn. So exciting, campers, so exciting. Now I think this tree here will make the best cider. I'm not sure of the variety of these apples. They're only little tiny dinks at the minute, but they go like a reddish green colour, and then inside they go pink. Very nice apples, and we get hundreds on this tree, absolutely hundreds. So I think that'll make some good cider. There is a couple of trees like this as well in the garden. Yeah, look at them coming through. Oh, lovely jobbly, campers. So towards the latter part of the summer, we should be able to start picking apples off that tree, as well as some other trees as well. They all sort of come out at different stages, but they're probably the best apples out of the lot. But yeah, they should make a very good cider. They're very sweet apples. There's a lot of sugar content in them, so it should have a nice kick. So just behind me, it's nice bluish sky with a few clouds dotted around. And in front of me, and especially towards the right, it has gone very, very dark. So I'm just going to go to Cinder Ash Park, the local park, and try and do a few laps around there because I don't want to get caught in the rain. I don't want to stay too far from the van. Yeah, it's not looking promising. I did actually fancy going to like Snettisham Beach today, but I think we'll get a bit too wet there. The weather today is not looking good at all. See this side, there is a bit of blue sky up there. And what I'm concerned about is that coming over there. So we need to work fast, Bruno. We need to get them steps in on the best daily dogging channel before the rain comes. But around the perimeter of the park there is plenty of trees, so we should be somewhat sheltered from the rain. But it's definitely coming. It's getting colder, the wind's picking up a little bit. Yeah, it's going very dark. And in the sensory garden, don't forget, the pikeys are still running the herbs. Look at that, campers. It's a fine selection of herbs. Oh, lovely, that smells good. Very nice. Oh, that's mint, that smells really nice. Do you think they'd notice if one of their mint plants went missing? Anyway. Yep, this side's looking a bit ominous, and it's coming in our direction. In the meantime, we're just gonna enjoy the calm before the storm. Look at that, campers. Look at the cantering. The vitality of Bruno. Oh, I can feel a bit of rain. That's gonna, yeah, I started. Ah, Bruno. Yep, the rain's starting. I can feel it on my face. Damn. British weather. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Yep, the rain started, so we're taking shelter to this fine tree. Look at the girth on that, campers. A bit of Long Sutton bushland is saving us from the rain. It's quite a girthy little number. It's like double the width of my head. Nice. Yep, it is hammering down now. Yep, Bruno wants to go back to the van. Let's go, boy. Oh, I made it back to the van. A little bit moist, aren't we, puppy? A little bit moist. Not a very nice day out there. Look at that. Bruno wants to go back out again, but we've got to wait for that rain to stop, puppy. That is a miserable day once again. Oh, just like that, the sun's come back out, isn't it, Bruno? What's happened to your ear roll? That's it. Come on, let's go. Let's go again before we get another shower. Got to get them puppy steps in, Bruno. Wow, look at the size of that, campers. Wow, impressive. It was quite a long one, wasn't it? It was quite a long bit of graffiti. Look at that. Blue sky again. Absolutely balmy weather. Just at the other end of the park, and there's more graffiti here. Freya is a hoe. Yo. Nip something. And look at the size of them. Look at how round they are. That's a nice specimen. Look at the length of that. And there's another one there as well. Cod. Is that cod or Corey? Oh no, Corey. Corey's face with a an aubergine and is that a couple of potatoes there? Looks like he's veg. Oh, that's some high IQ graffiti right there. Nice. I wonder if the pikey's done that. Who knows? Now, I bought a can of satin black paint the other day, and I think that cost me £7 for a large can. These kids must have a lot of money to burn. Spray paint ain't cheap anymore. It wasn't me who spray painted that. That graffiti was there before I bought the spray paint. It wasn't I. It was not me. Oh, and the long cylindrical length of wood is still submerged in the bush, deep in that bush there. Look at that, campers. I guess definitely not removing that. that. Nature at its finest. You're not eating the crisps there, puppy. No, we leave the crisp packets alone. Look at that crisp packet there, bin there. Actually, I'm going to go and do my duty. I'm going to put that in a bin. What they've been eating. Beef oolies. Oh no, barbecue. Barbecue beef oolies. There you go. You know, my work goes unnoticed at times. My work goes unnoticed. And we've done a couple of laps of the park. And we made it back to the freshly MOT'd Meat Wagon. Look at them shiny wheels, campers. Minty fresh. Oh yeah. With added bush. Nice. Well, campers, the time has come. We're going to be bottling up the Turbo Cider. It's been sitting for about 2 weeks now. 2 weeks and 2 days to be precise. So I think it's good enough. It's good enough. I could leave it a little bit longer, let it clear up a bit more. But it's a cloudy little number. Well, I say bottling, I'm just going to put it in this Wilkins farmhouse-style 5 litre tub. So we need to sterilise that, and also my new siphoning tube from Italia. So we need to sterilise them 2 items. So once we're all sterilised, we'll pop the seal, take the airlock out, and then start transferring it over. Exciting, campers, look at that. So I'm just going to pop back to the kitchen, my redneck sink, and then do a bit of sterilising. Well, it's another beautiful day out there. Showers. So we're all ready to siphon out the demijohn. Everything's been sterilised. Right, so let's take out the airlock. You have done your duty. That smells pretty good, I ain't gonna lie. Well, the rain's not gonna spoil our fun. Gonna put the clip around the edge of the demijohn. And then the siphoning tube, we've got this straight part, so we need to sit this just above the sediment and try not to disturb the sediment. Actually, don't forget that siphoning tube in first. Then get the clip on. It won't clip in because there's a lip on the tube. That's a bit silly design, isn't it? Okay, so we just use the clip to wedge it into place instead. I think I'll actually hold it in place because I don't want to disturb that sediment too much. Yeah, so the clip is no good because there's a thinner tube that runs up the straight part, and then you've got this silicone tube that goes over it, and it won't actually go into that clip. Right, so we'll hold that into place. Right, so then we're going to do a natural gravity flow. Oh man, it's going to knock that sediment a bit. Going to give it a little suck, and then we'll let gravity do its thing. Well, I had a sneaky little taste. It actually tastes pretty darn good. So we may disturb a bit of that sediment in there, but that ain't a big problem as long as we don't disturb it too much. Let's move around a minute. Oh, look at that, campers. Look at the colour of that. Oh, looks like the Wilkins cider. When we get to the last little bit, I'll tilt the demijohn over a little bit. That's the end of that. The last little bit we'll just pour into the glass, have a bit of sediment in there. So we'll try the little dreg from the bottom of the demijohn to be a proper cloudy cider. Oh wow, that is strong. It's a little dry, which is not a bad thing. Wow, that is potent, campers. Check that out. We have got a bit of turbo cider there. Look at that. Right, let's have a swig of the proper stuff now. Look at that, campers. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. That's actually pretty clear. Look at that, campers. Our very own turbo cider. Oh, that is strong. That's a nice cider. That's like proper old school Scrumpy. Ain't really got much in the way of sweetness. It is a dry cider, which is quite normal for a turbo cider. If we was to bottle this, I'd probably put a little teaspoon of sugar into like a 500ml bottle. That would sweeten it up a bit, and if we left it for a little while, that would cause a fizz. That is very strong. Now, I've made turbo cider in the past many times over, and normally I do measure it, and from experience I'd probably say that's more towards 8% than sort of with the technique I did using store-bought apple juice, 200 grams of sugar and the cider yeast. You normally get an average around 7%, but I think that is more towards the 8% mark. That is a damn good cider. It's still a little bit cloudy, but that's fine with us. I'd probably say 2 glasses of that, you'd know about it. Certainly got a kick. And not a bad aftertaste. That is a very nice cider. Very strong. That's good. That's a fine bit of turbo cider. It's got that farmhouse cider scrumpy taste, which I really like. I actually fancy have a little shot. That is, I can feel it already. Let's have another little cheeky bit in there. Come on. Look at that, campers. Homemade turbo cider. I must admit, that's a good cider. I was looking back through my pictures, and the last time I made turbo cider was 2 years ago. But it's definitely been worth the wait. That's a nice drop. And I can feel it kicking in already. So I don't think I'm going to be doing any more driving today. But nice and simple. 4.5 litres of store-bought apple juice, 200 grams of brewing sugar. Just get half a litre of the apple juice, just warm it up in a pan with 200 grams of brewing sugar so it dissolves. Put that in a demijohn, and then 2 tea bags, about half a cup of water, let them brew, nice strong tea, pour that in, and then 5 grams of cider yeast. Put the airlock on, make sure you sterilise everything. And in a couple of weeks, we've got a banging cider. Ooh. And there's still a little dreg in there. I may gently pour that into this glass. Look at that, campers. Wilkins farmhouse cider. I'm going to say it. This is just as good as the Wilkins dry farmhouse cider, if not a little stronger. I'd say this is a little bit stronger. It's definitely got a fair kick. That was 6%, and this is a good 7 to 8%, I'd say. Very gently try and get this last little drag out. It's going to be a bit yeasty. It may as well use it up. Yeah, it's a cloudy little number. But on a rainy day, it'll go down well. Still tastes good, just takes a little bit of the edge off actually. But still, even though it's a little bit cloudy, still a fine drop of turbo cider. At least we got a bit of liquor tonight. So I think what I'm going to do is the next couple of days I'm gonna make some more. I'm gonna get a couple of demijohns on the go, get a nice little supply going. So every couple of weeks we've got a good steady flow of homebrew cider. Can't beat a good bit of Scrumpy. Turbo cider, so easy to make. Anybody can do it. And it tastes so good. You also get that good feeling that you know you've made it yourself. There's no more added rubbish in it. And if you want to make it sparkling, put it into bottles. Put a teaspoon of sugar in there or some carbonation drops. Put some lids on with a little clamp so they don't pop off. Leave them a couple more weeks. And you've got a nice sparkling little number. That'll probably be a bit more sweet as well. But if you just want a quick, easy cider, that's the way to go. Now, fermentation did stop over the weekend, so I could have sampled it a few days ago. But the longer you leave it, if you leave it another week or so, it will clear up a bit more as well. Yep, we've got a nice little personal stash. And when I went to Wilkins Farmhouse, they was charging 13 quid each for one of these. So it's definitely, you want some proper cider, it's definitely cheaper doing it that way. Well, campers, it is 6:20. I've just had some dinner. I spent the afternoon sitting on my anal concord, giving the old bush a bit of a trim, and now we're having a relaxing sit down with a glass of homebrew turbo cider. Cheers, campers. What a refreshing drop it is as well. So I think that's going to do it for today's portion of the Daily Meat. Mission accomplished. We've got a sweet homebrew turbo cider, a couple of glasses of this, and I think I'll be ready for bed. So yeah, win-win, I say. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's portion of the Daily Meat. And I'll catch you tomorrow on the next one. Stay meaty.